Welcome to Pure Experiences live streams. We are reading the Mandukya Karika by Gaudapada. So let's jump into the verses of Mandukya Karika. This was the last verse that we read. Vishwa and Tejas are conditioned by cause and effect, but Pragya is conditioned by cause alone. These two do not exist in Turiya. This is the next one. Pragya does not know anything of the self or the non-self or truth or untruth. But Turiya is ever existent and ever all-seeing. Shankar is saying, how is it that Pragya is conditioned by cause? And how is it again that the two conditions of non-apprehension and misapprehension of reality do not exist in Turiya? It is because Pragya does not, like Vishwa or Tejas, perceive anything of the duality, external to and other than itself and born of the cause known as avidya. Therefore, it is conditioned by darkness characterized by non-apprehension of reality, which is the cause of misapprehension. As Turiya exists always, ever all-seeing, on account of absence of anything other than Turiya, it is never associated with the causal condition characterized by non-apprehension of reality. Consequently, misapprehension of reality, which is the result of non-apprehension, is not found in Turiya. For it is not possible to find the sun, whose nature is to be ever luminous, anything contrary to light, darkness, or any other light different from itself. The Shruti also says, the knowledge of the seer is never absent. Or the phrase may be explained thus, Turiya may be designated as ever all-seeing because it subsists in all, in dream and waking states, and all the seers that cognize them in those states are Turiya alone. This is also borne out by the following Shruti passage. There is no seer other than this. So more explanation of Turiya here, and some more explanation of the state that is closest to Turiya, which is Pragya. So Pragya is a state which does not know anything of the self or the non-self, nor the truth or untruth. The other states, the Vishwa and Tejas, they are characterized by knowledge and they are characterized by ignorance, which is the presence of blind beliefs really. Whatever they see, they believe, or something is cooked up in the mind, in the memory. This is absent in pragya state. But how is it even possible that there is a conditioning here, because nothing is seen in this state? That is what he is asking. How it is conditioned by cause. And how is it possible that these things, they do not exist in Turiya? And the answer is very simple. Because there is no cognition in Pragya. There is nothing external to itself. And therefore the cognition and non-cognition both are absent. The knowledge is absent, the ignorance is absent. So it is conditioned by darkness, he is saying. There is causal substance there, which is the cause of the deep sleep state, which puts this consciousness into this state, and then it brings it out into the other two states. It is not that there is nothing here. It is not that it is pure. So many people think that deep sleep state is my real nature. It is not, according to at least Mandukya, or according to Gaudapada and Shankar. And according to me also, I consider the deep sleep as just another state of the mind. The thing that I was talking about, that I just mentioned, that has a cause which puts the consciousness into this state and then brings it out, is nothing but the mind, in more modern terminology. So mind has this conditioning, and therefore it goes into the darkness of deep sleep. Then what is this Turiya? It is that which is a background of all the three states. The background has no conditioning. The background is pure. Even those who think that the Nirvikalpa Samadhi or any other kind of Samadhi, any other kind of meditative state is my real nature, they are also wrong. It can come as a shock to them, because they are practicing since many years, 10, 15, 20 years, all the different garden variety states of the mind, and they think that one of these states is me, the real me, where this is absent, that is absent, this is present, that is present. No. The me does not happen as something which comes and goes. The real me is ever present, as Shankar is saying here. It exists always. It is witnessing the waking, it is witnessing the dreaming, it is witnessing the sleep, everything. It is witnessing itself also, you can say. Although that witnessing of itself does not come as a objective knowledge. Even in the deep sleep, there is no objective knowledge, but you can say it is witnessing its causal states, its potential states. And it does witness the change of the state from deep sleep to dreaming and waking. It is present, that's why it could witness coming out of pragya. how can you say that the Turiya witnesses, or Turiya is me, it is another word for myself with capital S. How can we say that the Turiya witnesses the Pragya? How is it even possible? Because I don't remember. And now this I, which remembers, is not real you. It is the mind saying. This sentence is coming from the mind. What does the mind know? The mind knows only that which is in the memory. And in Pragya, the memory shut down. And so, from the point of view of the mind, it says, I don't know. But from the point of view of the Turiya, who never says anything, by the way, never makes any statements, because it does not have the conditioning, it does not even have the darkness to say that I don't know. From this point of view, it always existed. Its nature is to exist, that's all. Its nature is to be. It is the being. Actually, it is the only being. So I would like to inject something here which I thought I'll say yesterday. But yesterday there was a microphone problem, and about 20 minutes of the live stream got corrupted by noise. It is unfortunate. I had to remove it because it was very, very annoying. It was very annoying. So I removed it from the last part. But hopefully nothing of importance was removed. So I'll repeat whatever I said yesterday. The first thing that I said was that these three states are not the only states, but you can fit all the states into these three states. Or you can even include the Turiya as the fourth state, which nobody would like to do after knowing that it is the background. So we stick to the three states only. And it is a common knowledge that there are more states. There are not only three states. Why do I say that? For example, deep sleep is a very well-known state, although nobody knows what it is, but they know the name at least. And there are more states like intoxication, like fainting, like drug-induced states like anesthesia, poisoning of the nervous system. And there are states like coma, which is the affliction of the nervous system. So these states, they can be fitted into the Pragya, because there is no memory and there is no experience in these states. So even though we can identify more states, but you can classify them as this state, the Pragya. Similarly, in the Tejas, when you imagine in the daytime, when you are daydreaming, right now also you can do that. Imagine a lemon, a very juicy lemon, bright yellow lemon, and this is just now you entered into the Tejas state. If you saw the image and you perceived the smell and taste of lemon, so it did not come from the senses, but it did happen right now. So the state of imagination is Tejas. Similarly, there are more states between the waking and sleeping other than dreams. For example, the lucid dreams, the live dreams, they can be categorized into the Tejas state. And there are few more states where there are non-physical phenomena are perceived. They can be classified under the Tejas state. For example, so all these non-sensory states, which does not involve the physical senses and the physical body, physical world, they can be fitted into the Tejas state. Similarly, the Vishwa or the waking state has subcategories. Sometimes we are very, very alert and we are focusing on the world. Sometimes we are talking and interacting with other people. This is the proper Vishwa state. But sometimes we are very inert. Sometimes we are more in the mind, thinking thoughts and so on. Although it is not completely Tejas, but you can fit it into the Vishwa state. For example, right now you are not focusing on the world. You are probably not even aware of the body and other people. All you are aware of is my voice and the screen in front of you. So, although it is a different experience, it does not involve the total full-blown waking state. It is a narrowed down, concentrated state. You can fit it into the waking state. Similarly, when you enter the non-physical realms, which is not Tejas, by the way, people think that they are dreams. They are not dreams, they are waking. They can be classified into the Vishwa state. It is commonly known as astral projection in the Tantra field, commonly known as subtle body experiences. Where there is world, there is a body, there is you, there is ego, and they are as real as the physical world. You can fit that into the Vishwa, and now you can see that this physical world that you are so accustomed of and you think is real is just another state of the mind, similar to any other non-physical states. This one is also non-physical. There is nothing which can be called as physical here. It is all mind created already. But the experience is different from Tejas because it includes a bigger area of the universal memory. Why is there a world? Why are there people? And why there is an objective experience? People are also talking about the same things that I am talking about. It is because it encompasses a bigger memory. Remember, the waking state or Jagriti is not a conscious state. It is not pure awareness. It is also ignorance. It is also avidya. It is very much like dream, except that the circle of the area of the memories that are being perceived, that are generating this experience, is bigger. And you can have any world that you can imagine. The doorway to the other worlds is through Tejas, and some people get stuck in Tejas because they cannot move their awareness out of it. That is ignorance, that there is nothing except dreaming and waking. They cannot go into the other Vaishvik states. It is their ignorance. Yogi knows this. The Tantrics know this. Most of the yogis, they prefer other worlds, they prefer other domains of Vishwa instead of this world. This is kind of a lower plane according to them. For those who don't know, they think this is the only thing, this is the only reality. For example, the frog in the well knows only the well, does not know that there is a big, very, very huge world outside. His world is only the well. He was born in the well and he dies in the well. And that is all he thinks. And this is the condition of almost 99.999% of humanity. They think this is unreal, this does not exist, and this is the only reality. I am the body. Now there is nothing wrong in this because it's a play. It is avidya, yes. It is ignorance, yes. It's not wrong. Because they are forms of Turiya. They are also that which I am. There is Turiya there in all the states. So I'll come to something new which I did not discuss yesterday. The previous was the repeat of yesterday, which I think I deleted. And I'm going to give you a metaphor of what Turiya is. Imagine a screen made up of glass, transparent screen, and that is the Turiya. Imagine a big sheet of glass, pane of glass in front of you. It is the Turiya. On that, in front of that, imagine a dark screen, which will be the Pragya. In front of that dark screen, imagine a transparent screen on which some pictures are being shown. Some movie is playing, a random movie. And then imagine another screen in front of that transparent screen, which is opaque, and on it a very bright movie is playing, which is more meaningful to you, with sound and all this bells and whistles. This is the waking state, Vishwa. Now you are standing in front of this Vishwa right now, but the other screens are behind this very bright screen. Somehow somebody switches it off, the Vishwa, and you can see through it now because they are all made up of glass, so you can see through it. What do you see? You see the faint transparent screen of Tejas. Now imagine somebody switches it off also, and now you see the dark screen, which is cloudy and almost invisible because you do not see anything. Nothing registers in your memory. Now imagine this is also switched off. Now what remains? The last screen, which is clear glass. There is nothing behind it, nothing to see, but it is there. And now you can see that the Turiya is the seer of these three screens. Imagine a screen in front of the Vishwa screen also, a transparent glass screen. It is also Turiya. When all these screens are turned off, you again see the Turiya only. You see through it, and because there is nothing there except itself, no knowledge and no ignorance is produced. The darkness that you see on the Pragya screen is ignorance, conditioning. The faint images you see on the Tejas is coming out of your own memory, the individual memory, and the Vishwa screen that you see is being broadcasted to all. It is, the Tejas is like your personal album, your personal video shoot, which nobody likes to see. Vishwa is like a Hollywood movie. There is a long queue of people to watch this movie. They are going to pay to watch this movie, even though it can consist of a dual experience. There are bad guys, good guys, and there is sadness and happiness and everything in between. What is the cost that they pay? Their time. The Vishwa does not come free. It takes your time, and it takes a little bit of giving up of your real nature because it is hidden. This is the money, this is the currency you can imagine that you spend on these experiences here. At the time of death, imagine this screen is destroyed. You are left with this one, which also goes away. Then there are other worldly experiences which I did not, bring out, but you can imagine a screen as bright and vivid as the first screen which was destroyed, which is placed behind the Tejas screen. So you enter that place for a while and then back to the darkness and then repeat everything. This is happening on the background of Turiya. Turiya is the one that witnesses. It is also the foreground, just like I said. A slight amendment in this metaphor, this picture that I am giving you, this image. Turiya is in front, Turiya is in back, everything is in middle. They come and go. Turiya stays. So this is my impression of what is going on. This is the whole existence in one metaphor. This is the biggest picture possible. Now, which is the state that is most impermanent, which is destroyed very, very quickly? And you can say it is the Vishwa. It changes the quickest, and it is the biggest form of avidya. Because it looks so real, it is the biggest avidya. It is the biggest ignorance, because it fools you very, very nicely. It produces misapprehension, a big tons of misapprehension, a big mountain of misapprehension. The Vishwa, also known as Maya, by the way, but everything is Maya, you see. This is also Maya. So this does not last. Currently it lasts for, let us say, in this world time 70, 80 years, 85, 90 years, and it's gone. This which you get glimpses of in the night sleep, probably, it is now approximate. It is all metaphorical thing that I'm saying. There is a different kind of time here, because time is also mind created. So it depends on the states of the mind. So there is no objective time here now, but there is subjective time. And if you can convert the objective into subjective somehow, imagine that, then it may last for, let us say, 1,000 years, 2,000 years, something like this. And the screen behind it, which nobody knows about, the other Vishwas, the other worlds, they may last for, let us say, 10,000 years, 20,000 years or more, 1,000,000 years probably. And the sleep, which also we get a glimpse of, and it will come and go while these states are happening, the other worlds and the Tejas is happening. This is almost eternal, almost, but it is not. It can last for, let us say, millions and billions of years, the Pragya state. And on this background come these things, they come and go. These states, they come and go on this background of the deep sleep. It is still there. Don't even think that the screens are gone. They are still there. Only that the attention has shifted into other screens. And what about the Turiya? How long does it last? It is eternal. There is no time here. The time loses meaning here. The time loses meaning here also, which is our direct knowledge, isn't it? There is no time in the deep sleep also. That's why I said almost eternal. It is only in a fully awakened Jeev, the Pragya ceases. Hopefully, because there is no such thing actually. But I am not going to go there. But some people may say that not only the Pragya ceases, these also cease. Only this remains in a fully awakened being. Now, what is a fully awakened being? There is no such thing. Turiya is the fully awakened thing. It is the only being. So you can say cessation of these three states will awaken you. But there is no you then. There is no individual at that time and in this state. There is only being. There is only Satchit Anand. That is, the classical, that is the very classic interpretation of awakening, or the full liberation, full blown liberation. But from the point of view of path of knowledge, a Jnani will say that I am the Turiya right now also. I don't need to destroy these states. They are illusory. These screens, they are just covering up the Turiya for a while. What is wrong in that? Enjoy them. I am this also, which is very, very close to this. And there is a seed of Vishwa and Tejas in the Pragya. What is wrong in that? It is a play of the existence. It is a play of the being. This is Brahma taken together. All four taken together is the Parbrahma or the Om. Mandukya Upanishad gave it a symbol of Om. So it starts from the A, which is Vishwa, U, which is Tejas, Ma, which is the Pragya, and the silence after the Om is the Turiya. Although it is not written in Gaudapada, Karika. I mean, I have not encountered it yet. I am reading this book for the first time. It's probably that will be shown by Gaudapada, hopefully. So probably this kind of imagery, this kind of a metaphoric description will help you to understand that Turiya is not a state which comes in a succession of these three states, as a succession of these three states. No, it is ever present as a transparent sheet of glass. That glass is me. There is nothing else in existence except Turiya. So yes, I don't recommend sticking to the metaphors, because they can give you a misapprehension. you may get stuck in the metaphor that, oh, I am the glass. No, you are not the glass. They are metaphors. So verse by verse the secrets are being revealed. He called it the fourth state. Now he's saying that it is not a state, because the characteristic of a state is that it is impermanent. It goes and comes. Although I would go ahead, inject one more thing, because it is important. I can see that these three states also never go away. They do not go away. When you are in deep sleep, can you say that the world is gone? No, it is there. It is there. Only that the attention has shifted from the world to somewhere else. All the four states also, they do not go away, about which I'll talk later. Verse number 13. The non-cognition of duality is common to both Pragya and Turiya, but Pragya is associated with sleep in the form of cause, and in this sleep does not exist in Turiya. Shankar says, this shlok is meant to remove a doubt that has arisen incidentally. The doubt is this: how is it that it is Pragya alone and not Turiya that is bound by the condition of cause? Since the non-cognition of duality is the common feature of both, this doubt is thus removed. The meaning of the phrase Bij Nindrayuta is Nidra or sleep is characterized by the absence of knowledge of reality. This is the cause which gives rise to the cognition of varieties. Pragya is associated with the sleep, which is the cause. It is because Turiya is ever all-seeing, therefore the sleep characterized by the absence of knowledge of reality does not exist in Turiya. Therefore, the bondage in the form of causal condition does not exist in Turiya. So, very subtle difference and between Pragya and Turiya, isn't it? Pragya is characterized by a cloudiness, a darkness, which is not knowing, non-cognition. But since there is not knowing, since there is ignorance, it can precipitate the other two states. It is a doorway to the other two states. So that is why it contains the seed of the Vishwa and Tejas. But Turiya has no seeds, because this non-cognition or ignorance does not exist in Turiya. It is pure witnessing. It is non-dual, and therefore it does not produce any states. That is the meaning here. So he has focused on this word Bij Nindra Yuta. This thing is not seen in the Turiya, this line says. And what is that? And the absence of the knowledge of reality. The absence of the knowledge of reality is not seen in the Turiya. This is what it is saying. Although the non-cognition of duality is common to both, there is very tiny difference. So remember that awakening is not going to sleep. Sleep state is not awakened state. It is very close. It comes closest. And I personally regard it as a very blissful state. We want to go there. It is not awakening. And this state will not be there after death, like many people assume. That after death there will be only deep sleep. No. There will be many things. The drama does not stop. The show goes on. This 70-80 years of soap opera that you are witnessing, with its all nastiness and goodness, is very tiny. A small fraction of the whole experience. Obviously, you do not know. That is why you are reading the books. Number 14. The first two are associated with the conditions of dream and sleep. Pragya is the condition of sleep without dream. Those who have known the truth see neither sleep nor dream in Turiya. So another nuclear bomb exploded here. Those who have known the truth see neither sleep nor dream in Turiya. Now this can be interpreted very, very literally. So before I comment, I'll check what Shankar is saying. Probably has already explained this. Swapna or dream is the misapprehension of reality, like that of snake in the rope. Nidra or sleep has already been defined as darkness characterized by the absence of knowledge of reality. Vishwa and Tejas are associated with these, which is the conditions of dream and sleep. Therefore, they have been described as conditioned by the characteristics of cause and effect. But Pragya is associated with sleep alone, without dream. Therefore, it is described as conditioned by cause only. The knower of Brahman does not see them in Turiya, as it would be inconsistent like seeing darkness in the sun. Therefore, Turiya has been described as not associated with the conditions of cause and effect. So Anand Giri also says that this is because there is no nidra or sleep in Turiya. The Turiya is awakened state, it has no sleep. So, who has awakened? Who has known the nature of the Turiya? That is ever present, is not going away. The states come and go. I stay. I do not come and go. I am that Brahman. I am that Turiya. Simple. It is not that there will not be the states of truth or sleep. I'm sorry. It is not that there will not be the states of dream and sleep. They can be there. Who cares? When this knowledge arrives that I am in Turiya, these do not matter. And if the awareness grows, that means the mind matures in this knowledge of Turiya, the awareness can overpower the dream and sleep. So the physical world becomes a dream, and the dream becomes the sleep, and the sleep becomes the Turiya. As you mature in your spiritual awakening. This is very cryptic, isn't it? But those who know, they understand what is said here. Na nidra nevacha swapnam turye paschanti nishchita. They do not see the dream or sleep. They do not even see the Vishwa. They do not see these things. They see only Turiya. They see only the truth. How to see this? Realize what you are. How to realize that? See that you are the background of ever-changing experiences. You are not one of the experiences. Any of the experiences, you take it, scrutinize it. Is it changing? Does it come and go? Yes. Then you cannot be it, because you are the one who stays behind. Since we have condensed all our experiences into 3 matras of Om, see that the Om comes and goes, but the silence remains. There was silence before Om, there is silence after Om. Meditate on Om. That does not mean that you repeat this word again and again mindlessly like an idiot. Know the meaning of the Om and contemplate what is happening there. What is the background of the Om? What is this silence that we are talking about? It is this transparent screen of Turiya, which sees everything, on which everything appears. Although I broke it down into 4 screens or 5 screens, you can see it as one screen only. The screen never goes away. The imagery comes and goes. So when you see the screen, you don't worry about what is happening on the screen, isn't it? If you don't see the screen, there is identification with what is happening on the screen. The characters on the screen, the states of the screen and all this. So what do we say when we are in ignorance? That I was born and I am this many years old. Although there is no time here. And then we say that I did this, I did that. Although there is nothing is happening here. It is a movie. The characters are being played. They are not doing anything. They are being projected. They don't do anything. And then we say, it happened because of me. It happened because of him. It happened because of a natural disaster. And remember, there is no cause and effect in the movie. All the frames are already there. There is no cause and effect. It is an inferred thing. But in ignorance we see this. We don't see this actually. We see a cause and effect there. We see the karma. And then we say, I went to the dream, I saw a dream, I had this mind-blowing experience, or I broke my brain using some drug and then I saw something weird, and then I was fast asleep. I slept like a log and all these things, you see. The I here is being associated with all the experiences. The I has become an experience itself, and that is ignorance. I am the screen. I am not any experience. Once you see this, once you see that I am the one who is left behind after everything is over, I am that. And when you see your real nature, which is Turiya, which is emptiness, transparent, all witnessing emptiness, and out of which all these states are coming, you can say it like this, they are happening on this, then you don't worry about what is happening. You don't need to destroy them, although they will destroy themselves. They are impermanent, isn't it? It's another matter that they can start also. It is, nobody controls it. If you say that I am the Turiya and I am going to destroy, well, that is stupidity. Number 15. I need to look at 4 or 5 screens here to keep the show going. Hopefully everybody's getting the stream. Number 15. Swapna or dream is the wrong cognition of reality. Nidra or sleep is the state in which one does not know what reality is. When the erroneous knowledge in these two disappears, Turiya is realized. So he said this beautifully in one line. And let us see what is comment of Shankar. When is one established in Turiya? That is the $1 million question, isn't it? It is thus replied, during the states of dream and waking, when one wrongly cognizes reality, like the perception of the snake in the place of the rope, he is said to be experiencing dream, nidra or sleep, characterized by the ignorance of reality. It is the common feature of the 3 states. Vishwa and Tejas, on account of their having the common features of Swapna and Nidra, form a single class. They are all states of ignorance, isn't it? They can come in this category. Non-Turiya, that Nidra, which is characterized by the predominance of wrong apprehension of reality, constitutes the state of inversion in which is Swapna. Nidra turns into Swapna, Swapna turns into Nidra, because they are the same thing. But in the 3rd state, which is the sleep state alone, characterized by the non-apprehension of reality, is the only inversion. This forms the second or the other class implied in the text, which speaks only of dream and sleep as covering the 3 states. And therefore, when these 2 classes of nature of effect and cause, characterized by the misapprehension and non-apprehension respectively of reality, disappear by the destruction of the inversion, characterized by effect and cause, by the knowledge of the nature of the highest reality, then one realizes Turiya, which is the goal. Then one does not find in Turiya this condition, the characteristics of which are these two effect and cause, and one thus becomes firm in the highest reality, which is Turiya. So very cryptic answer here. I am trying to grasp it. Let us see. how to be get established, how to get established in Turiya. Up to this is clear, isn't it? Now let us see what Anand Giri is saying. Dream, swapna, includes dream and waking states, ordinarily so called, as in both the states there is a wrong apprehension of reality. The inversion, absence of knowledge of reality. That is what is meant by the word inversion. Let me try, what is the Sanskrit thing here? No, it does not appear in the words. Or probably this is the word. Viparya. Viparya may mean inversion, isn't it? Alternative. So, the inversion or the absence of knowledge of reality, which is the characteristic of sleep, is found in dream and waking also. In other words, this is the common characteristic of all the three states. So just like I was saying, the pragya never goes away. It manifests, the absence of knowledge of reality manifests as dream and waking states, and they are now clubbed together because the same thing. The waking state is also dream, and dream is just an inferior form of waking state, and so on. The other experiences also, depending on how much awareness is oscillating, is manifesting. We take these things and these two states as one for the purpose of, from the point of view of the knowledge of reality. The seed is in the sleep state, which gives you the inversion, alternative to the knowledge of reality, which is an experience. The non-experience turns into the experience in order to gain a knowledge of reality, but it just pushes the knower into ignorance. So this is the characteristic of the sleep. The not knowing is a characteristic of the sleep, which is then manifested as dream and waking. This is one point here. Hold on to this point. And the nidra includes the three states of waking, dream and sleep, ordinarily so called. As all the three states are characterized by the absence of knowledge of reality, the inversion characteristic of nidra is the non-apprehension of reality, and this is the only feature of pragya. But swapna, including the waking state, also is characterized by both non-apprehension and misapprehension of reality. So the same thing is repeated here. When you see this as a form of ignorance, you are established in Turiya. That is what Shankar is saying, and that is what Gaudapada is saying. So when these two, he is calling it the classes of nature, of effect and cause. So that which is caused and that which is the effect, when they disappear, because the dream state, waking state, and all these states are causal in nature. One causes the other, and so on, and things cause each other in these states. When they disappear by the destruction of the inversion, then you get the knowledge of the highest reality. When this is seen, when this ignorance is seen, that there is no truth in the three states, the fourth is seen. Knowledge of the Maya gives you the knowledge of the Brahman in terms of standard Vedanta, or knowledge of the Shakti, the unreality of Shakti, introduces you to the knowledge of Shiv, which is always behind Shakti, with eyes closed and knowing everything through his third eye. This is the standard image that is presented, for example, in Shaivism. Probably there is a very good interpretation of this image. The Shiva is sitting with the two eyes are closed, but the third eye is open, which means the two eyes, they symbolize the cause and effect. And when you stop seeing everything as cause and effect, you just see them as pictures appearing and disappearing, then it means that you are looking through the third eye, which is the eye of the knowledge, and you are established there and moving. This image of the Shiv probably tells you this, probably tells us this. So it is kind of simple if you see. When the erroneous knowledge in the other states disappears, Turiya is realized. Try to see the falsity in other states. Viparyase tayo shine. When this is weakened, Turiya arises. Actually, it never goes away. It just, it was hidden behind these states. Number 16. When the Jeev or the individual soul sleeping, that is not knowing the reality, under the influence of beginningless Maya is awakened, it then realizes in itself the non-duality, beginningless and dreamless. So this is the meaning of awakening here. Realizing the non-duality is the awakening. The eternal self is the non-dual being. When the influence of the Maya is weakened, it does not mean the Maya will go away, by the way. Nothing goes away here, only the ignorance goes away. Shankar says, one who is called the Jeev, the individual soul, whose characteristic is to be subject to the law of transmigration, sleeping under the influence of Maya, which is active from time without beginning, and which has the double characteristics of non-apprehending on account of its being the nature of the cause, and misapprehending reality, experiences such as dream, waking, etc. This is my father, this is my son, this is my grandson, this is my property, and these are my animals. I am their master. I am happy. I am miserable. I have suffered loss. This is the story of the Jiva. Does not know what is going on. On account of this, I have gained on this account. When the Jeev remains asleep, experiencing these dreams in the two states, when the Jeev remains asleep, experiencing these dreams in the two states, he is then thus awakened by the gracious teacher who has himself realized the reality, indicated by Vedanta. Thou art not this of the nature of cause and effect, but that thou art. When the Jeev is then awakened from sleep, he then realizes his real nature. What is his real nature? It self is birthless, because it is beyond cause and effect, and because it has none of the characteristics such as birth, which are associated with the relative existence. It is birthless, that is, it is devoid of all changes associated with the object of relative existence, including the conditions of cause and effect. It is anindram, sleepless, because there does not exist in it the nidra, sleep. It is not asleep, it is awakened. The cause of the nature of darkness of avidya, which produces the changes called birth, etc. Turiya is free from swapna because it is free from nidra, which is the cause of misapprehension of reality. It is because the self is free from sleep and dream, and therefore the Jeev then realizes himself as Turiya Atman, birthless and non-dual. It is really a shifting of identification from what is happening to what is witnessing. It's a tiny step, but it's the biggest step for Jeev. It's the biggest achievement of in the existence of the Jeev, shifting from the experience to the experiencer. And it is very easy. It takes 2 minutes. Although, if nobody told you, the Jeev will, you will never get there. The Maya is all powerful. She will never let you see what you are. So, how can it even happen that we arrive at the knowledge of Atman, Turiya? It is by the grace of a gracious teacher, Guru, nothing else. There is no force in this known universe that can bring you out of the ignorance. It's always the Guru. The Guru is a form of Atman only. The Guru is your own form which appears in the dream to tell you that, look, you are dreaming. It is a miracle that this can happen. But after you see these kind of miracles, then you just say that, oh, everything can happen here. It's not a big deal. Even stranger things have happened. So what is this? It is nothing compared to what is really appearing here. Sometimes I use the word happen and appear. They mean the same thing. Remember this thing. He is then thus awakened by the gracious teacher, who himself has realized the reality. Nobody else. You can read these books for years and years and years. Nothing will happen. Nothing. Although I'm very cautious in saying that, because there are some seeds in the seeker The seeds can be awakened by words written in the scripture. They are not totally worthless. They are written by the gurus only. They are written by the awakened teachers only. Sometimes it has a power. Although I am very cautious in recommending books and all. Yes, once you get in contact with the teacher, the book may help you. Once there is a little bit of mumukshatva, a desire to be awakened, once you have tasted a little bit of Maya, that look, it does not, there is something wrong here. There is something wrong in this place, which I think is real. That is the seed of awakening. From there, from that time onwards, as soon as you have put a question mark on your own experience and conditioning and blind beliefs and superstitions, and the poison that has been stuffed into your mind by the society, when you question this, the awakening has begun. The next step is getting in contact with a good teacher. Then you are on super highway. And then it does not take time. The rest of the time is then spent in coming out of the Maya. You can leave the Maya, you see. She does not leave you. She needs a Jeev to persist. Can there be Maya without the Atman? Can there be Maya without the ignorance? She will not survive for a second without this cooperation that we are giving her. Although I don't want to paint a negative picture of Maya, which has been done by many people, she is the goddess, she is the mother, she is the mother of us all. Without the Maya, there won't be any experience and there won't be this drama and there won't be any realization of what I am. The transparent glass screen does not see itself, will never know it. There is nothing to reflect itself from, so it, you can say metaphorically, gives birth to a daughter called Maya, and this daughter serves the Atman, the blind Atman, gives him the eyes to see what he is. So look at this, there is a meaning in everything actually. It is not meaningless. This whole thing is not happening without any reason. So anyway, the reason is that which we give it to. Otherwise there is hardly any reason, but you can use this kind of thinking and silencing your mind. Why is there Maya? Then this answer will silence this question. Although I'll tell you the bottom line, we will never know. We will never know why it is there. Just like the Atman, the Maya is also unknowable. The whole of it is unknowable actually. Yes, we cook up the stories of this kind, but they are just to silence some questions. The questions are imaginary and the answers also are imaginary. So here we'll stop today, and I hope you are not only listening but you are also contemplating on what is going on here. I am doing that. It is, you can see this reading is a kind of loud thinking only. These verses, the beautiful verses and the highly compressed and cryptic writing here, ancient writing, it unlocks the knowledge in you. It It puts you in contact with the Guru field through which the knowledge flows. This Jeev knows nothing. The Jeev knows only ignorance. The Jeev knows only Maya, actually. It does not even know that. It just sees it. And the knowledge comes from the Guru field only. And these texts, these books are doorway to the Guru field. They are the communication structure that puts us in contact with the Guru field. So keep listening. We'll continue with the Mandukya Karika tomorrow, same time.